If you have followed my channel, you probably know that I invested in the early land sale of Axie Infinity. Now, I invested about $4,000 2.5 years ago, and that turned into about $300,000 to date that I've harvested. Now, if I had kept everything that I'd bought back then and saved it all the way to today, it probably would have turned into about $5 million. So some of that I harvested early, but nobody can complain about those types of gains. Would you agree? I still have a little bit. I have a lot of land item things that came with the land purchase crates. However, how does this relate to you? As investors and gamers, the questions on each of our minds likely is, what is the next Axie Infinity? That game might be here. I'm going to show you the private beta that I have open and going to show you some of the gameplay loop. Now, I have early access to this for a couple reasons. I was an early investor in the company itself that made this. As well as on the video game side of it, I'm an advisor with them. And so, I've known them for quite a while and been speaking with them. And I have access to the beta, and I've even got some of our Telegram followers in the Telegram group that I have below. I've connected you up with the right people to get you access to the beta as well. But today I'm going to show you that beta. Now, if you think I'm an expert or expecting me to be an expert at this game, I'm not. I have about 16 hours into a game a few weeks back. I'm reopening it for you today to show you. However, anything I earn here is not carried over. Otherwise, I'd probably be much further ahead. So, let's get into the game. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I do bring you the best investing content out there. Now, here we see mining, right? And obviously, I've done a lot of mining here. And so mining, you can hear the little audio, kind of fulfilling. So that's giving us little eggs. There's a bunch of those. This is actually a LitPet thing that if you get several of those together, you can build a LitPet. Now, this is letting me resume mining from what I had open before. And as you can see, ooh, a telepathy crystal. That might be the first one of those I've gotten. Now, I do have a fairly high pickaxe level 9. So, and that's decently hard to get. There are other people playing the beta that have gotten higher than that. It takes a while. You have to mine a bunch of the red gems and do some different things to make that possible. But that's allowing me to mine fairly fast even at these deeper levels. See, when you first start out and you're mining, it just takes longer amounts of time as you hold it down for that blue bar to fill. Because my mining level is pretty high, I can go through this pretty fast. Now, they are presently doing a LitPet sale and a land sale, so the land will be level 7 land. They will never sell level 7 land again. Level 7 land has more resources and more higher stats. Level 7 tier pets, the level 7 lit pets are from this Genesis sale are going to be unique. That you have a 20% chance of getting a silver, 5% chance of getting a gold, or 1% chance of getting a diamond level. And that comes with, I forget the name of it, but silver essentially gives you at least one characteristic that's maxed out at 100%. I forget what Devio's calling that. Gold gets you at least 2 of those. Diamond gets you at least 3 of those, and they should have some cosmetic differences. Now, if you're familiar with the Genesis Axie sale, the Genesis Axies have done extraordinarily well. They sold for about the same ETH as what these lit pets are selling for. I think they're currently, the lit pets, where they're selling for now is 0.25 or 0.3 ETH a piece, which is about what the Genesis Axies sold for, or they call them Origin Axies. And the Origin Axies are going now for between 3 ETH, I think, is the floor price, might be 4 ETH, all the way up to about $21 million. And what's going for the $21 million is essentially on the Origin sale, you had a % chance to get a mystic ability or a mystic characteristic on it. And so if you got one mystic characteristic, I think those are selling for about 20 ETH, if I'm remembering right. And if you got 2 mystic characteristics, those are selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. 3 mystic characteristics, and they're selling for millions of dollars. And 4 mystical characteristics, and they're selling for around $15 to $20 million. Now, why are they going for so much? Well, it has to do with desirability, and I just did a video on NFTs and what makes a big difference, and it all has to do with desirability of the licenses. Now, that's specific to NFT collectibles. Game collectibles is a combination of utility and desirability. Now, the utility of Origin Axie is actually quite terrible. Even if you did get a mystic characteristic, those mystic characteristics are just a cosmetic difference. They have no gameplay difference at all. These Origin Axies, different story. Or excuse me, the Origin Axies, no advantage. These Origin or level 7 LitPets, it's a different story. The highest levels of stats for these LitPets, as well as there'll be the Genesis LitPets. So hopefully there will be some long-term collectability in addition to their stat boost. Now you can earn level 7 LitPets in the game once the actual game has launched. They're just going to be very rare. So you do have a chance to play the game and be able to earn them. It's true, and you can get anywhere from level 1 to level 7, and you use the currency in the game, heptals, when you're breeding your LitPets. The more heptals you put into that breeding process, the more chance that you get a higher level LitPet, which is how you get level 5 or 6 or 7. You do have to use a base amount of heptals just to breed a LitPet that can then be tradable anyway. So that gives you an idea. They will be earnable, but these Genesis ones are special. And I haven't seen the characteristic differentiation. I'm looking forward to that. But that Genesis LitPet sale is going on now. I can put a link below so that you can access that if it's interesting to you. It's the same link for both the LitPets and the land. In the land, you can mine, like what I'm mining here. You can also create a store, and you need land to be able to put that on. And if you have your own Genesis land, you just end up making more income for your activity. Especially there is some location differentiation. Some land is better for storefronts or different types of businesses, and you get better bonuses that way. Also, by the higher level stats of your LitPet, depending on where the stats are, you can also use your LitPet kind of like an assistant that can boost the output of your business. All right, back to, you can see some of my pets here, and we'll get into crafting those in a minute. This is just the mining. So I can switch plot back and forth. This is, I forget, a different type of plot that you're able to mine different things here. And this is just your general plot where you're able to get the majority of your resources used for crafting tools. And so here we're going to go to, some of the different types of businesses that you can do. So restaurant coming soon. I don't know how to say that. Clothing store, conjuring. Farming, I could create a business. I've already created the mining business. So that was the plot I was at. This was actually my mining business plot that you're seeing there. And in your mining business, it has different materials there that you're harvesting. Okay, so I'm going to go to, that's not what I want to go to. This is what I want to go to. So here's how you upgrade essentially your mining level. Now I had a pretty high mining level there, but essentially you combine these different things playing this combination game, and as you see, if you get them together, you end up upgrading to a higher level. And you can get stuck. It's not a very big field here. You can get stuck, and then essentially you have to harvest the highest one that you have right then. There we go. So right here, if I clicked this, I'd be harvesting the level 5 pickaxe. Now in order to upgrade your mining level, you need the pickaxe combined with some red gems, and you need to merge them together. So here we have 2 level 5s. There we go. Now got a level 6, and you just play this over. Here's where you collect the gems. Now can't say I'm expert at this. I'm still figuring it out, but you're trying to get so if I can get a level 3 here, then I can, so I need to put more red gems in the feeder. So I'm going to take these gems into here, go back to here, put them in here. And so that's what's feeding this. So if I click somewhere on here, it's going to drop one gem where that is. And I want to be careful where I drop that, because as I learned the hard way, placement is everything. Okay, well, shoot. I did mess that one up. I'm going to put, so you see the next one I click on is going to be a 1. If I click on this, it's going to drop me a level 2, and it's going to merge to right there. Now what I want to do is I want to get a level 3 wherever I get this last level 3 touching these. It's going to give me a 4 right in that spot, so I have to be careful where that 3 is at. So I want to get two here, one here. You know, I am terrible at this game. Yeah, because now I have a 3 there, but I have to get a 3 here, and that's not even going to be possible. Shoot. Well, I'm glad you're not here for my video game strategy. I'm actually quite good at certain types of video games. Like I always say, you're bad before you're good. Now I actually want to drop my 2 here, drop this 2 here. When I get that other 2, well, shoot, that is not what I wanted to do there either. There we go. Got a level 5. Sweet. Okay, so the higher level, and then if I collect, it's going to harvest all this stuff from this. So I don't necessarily want to harvest this yet, because I'm going to try to up my pickaxe even farther, but that gives you an idea of that. Now, you can farm here, and this involves just clicking on pairs that touch together, right? And so this is farming, and farming is required to feed your LitPets. And so you want to, what you do is you do a bunch of farming together, and then you're going to feed your LitPets what you farmed. If you're feeling like laughing at me because of my poor strategy on this, go ahead. I'm fairly new at this, so I got some bonuses, and essentially if you then check your inventory here, you're going to see, okay, I've got a bunch of oranges and bananas and whatever this is, and then you can go to a crafting table and you can craft them. So I think I just do this, if I'm remembering right. Go to a crafting table. There we go. So it made me that. This I'm going to craft. Okay. This I'm going to craft. Alright. So you see that there is different specialization here, and people can specialize in making different things. Now this is a really interesting one, because this is where you get your magic, and you're looking to get this level. These white ones are a big deal. And the way you get to them is, it takes a little while to do this, but this is the level you want in order for creating your pets, because it gives your pets the strongest, like up to 50 in their abilities. So when you're trying to create things, essentially you combine things together in order, so 2 physical magics, and then you're essentially upgrading them this way. See how you combine those together, and it makes the different colors. Now, it takes quite a while, and if you combine some basic level ones like this, okay, perceiving magic and mind magic gets you wisdom. That's what these things are off to the right. But for the most part, you're really combining like ones together. Just for organization, I put the ones that I've combined together up higher like this, just so I can keep them a little bit more organized. Though my background is economics. Organization, not my hugest strength. Economics, definitely my strength. Alright, so that gives you an idea of getting the magic together. And this one's really fun. So essentially, you're looking to remind me how I do this one. I'm not remembering. I thought... Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Oh, so this one, you're matching them like this. Oh, that's not enough. You have to have 3 at least touching. So, let's see. Essentially, those, I can bring them together. There we go. Oh. So that gives you a feel for it. And then they have these boxes here. In order to break those boxes down, you have to have a bomb next to them. So you got to feel for what the bombs look like a little bit ago and how they work. So this one is going to be big enough to do a bomb with. Oh, give me that. Bam. So that was a little lightning thing that goes the whole way, and you see how it made those ones smaller. So it takes twice to blow up these ones. So now that box is gone. And that gives you an idea. After you get a certain number of boxes, then you can move on. You sometimes, if you get stuck, this is at level 13, you do have to restart the level. And that gives you an idea of that loop of the game. There is another battle loop of the game, and this is where you're fighting with your decks. Let's see. So essentially I've chosen, you have to have one of each magic type. And so you can see different symbols up top here. So I have one of each magic types. I don't really know what I'm doing here, but I have won a few battles. So you see at the bottom here, these things are charging, and I can only bring them out once they're fully charged. I think I'm going to get my butt kicked. I'm usually pretty bad early game. Oh, I am killing it. I like these guys. They got really good. Yeah, they're great from a distance. Ooh. Okay, maybe I am going to do well here. So there is strategy behind this, and some of your things take longer to charge and load than others. And so there's a strategy as to which ones you want to put in your deck so that you can have your speed going up. So essentially you're trying to defeat their tower. And see, I won +2 of whatever this is on the left here, and then +1 heptal. So I'm going to exit. Yes. Exit. Woohoo! I won. That's awesome. Okay, how do I go back? Yeah. You show you making some LitPets, or some pets. I haven't even gotten to the LitPets. You have to have enough heptals in order to craft the LitPets. I think you need 40, so I'd have to do a lot more battles, or over time there will be a marketplace where you can exchange things for heptals or for ETH is the currency that people trade, essentially wrapped ETH. And so there'll be a marketplace where you can exchange with people. So as far as making pets, what you need is these, and you need your pet eggs. And there is a crafting guide that will tell you about making them. So pets and battle pets. Combine a pet egg with magic to create a pet. Each of the 7 branches of magic will create a different pet. The higher the magic level, the more powerful your pet will be. This is why you want to continue combining those magic pieces till you get them that light blue color that I've got. Optional, you can use heptals with them, plus this in order to make, so you take a pet, you combine like these resources with 2 pets, throw some heptals in there, throw a battle pet token, and then you can create a battle pet. So what I was playing there was just the starter deck. Even though I purchased some of the LitPets myself, they're not available to use yet in the beta. So at some point, those of us who have purchased those will be getting them. You can see here as far as crafting your LitPets. So you can figure out what type of LitPets you want, and essentially this is your crafting chart. So if you craft a pet token with a spiritual thing, you'll get a slug. But say you want a probop or a sad toad. In order to get a probop, you combine a slug with a hoodle on this end, and it's going to give you something right in the middle of that. I think a booth. And then you take a booth and you combine it with a slug and you get a sad toad. Then if you take a slug and combine it with a sad toad, you'll get this probop. So it takes a lot of work to get exactly the pet you're looking for. Does that make sense? And this crafting guide's pretty good. It'll tell you about the different things that you can craft, how you can craft a saw, logs, hammer. Tells you how to increase essentially your digging level. So you saw that game where I was playing. If I'd taken that and a level 3 of these red gems, that would have given me a level 2 digging tool. Essentially, to get like a level 8 digging tool, you need to get an 11 and a 7. So an 11 of these axes and a 7 of these gems to get a level 8. To get a level 9, you essentially have to get a level 7 of these gems, level 12 of the pickaxe, and that will give you a digging level of 9. There also is a LitPet that you can breed that somehow can help you. I forget, it might even be like, it's one of these at Binja. Somehow if you use that when crafting your digging level tools, it also further upgrades it. So there's some extra cool things in here. And my guess is what this game is so much broader than what you see with like Axie Infinity. And they've been working on it for 3 years. So it's just about ready to rumble. And they've got the closed beta going on now. Then my guess is from here they'll go to an open beta. And then they'll go to release, right? So we've got a game that's not like it's not like they're doing this sale and this raise and they're like, hey, we're selling these, you know, NFTs that then you'll be able to use 9 months from now, maybe, and oh, you know, might even be 3 years from now. They have front loaded the development of this and been working on it themselves for a long time. Now you might be asking, what blockchain is this running on? And they're running it on their own blockchain. The blockchain is called, well, the company name is Devio. And they're going to have a dev token, or DevX I think is the token name, coming soon. Essentially the token on their blockchain, but their blockchain itself can do 8 million transactions per second. And I know that's a big number, but they run it on private shards, or it's a permissioned blockchain, meaning not just anybody can spin up a node and run it. They dedicate, they do have third parties that will run some of their blockchain nodes, but they're partnered and stuff, so there will be some level of decentralization that way. But they do that for speed and privacy, because a lot of the applications, see, they've been around for a while with this blockchain, and they have done deals with Fortune 100 companies, and they have the thing in the business that they deal with is some of those don't want nodes where anybody can spin up a node and then run things on it. So they needed a permission blockchain for their client base because they've done deals outside of gaming. Now, gaming is a big focus, and the team has a lot of experience in gaming. But they've done deals with some major companies out there because their blockchain's so fast, it can do things that centralized databases, at speed centralized databases can't even do. So it really is technology that will revolutionize the world. And so I know a lot of things like Cardano and Solana, they're decentralized, they're permissionless blockchains, but there is a place for permission blockchains. Now the goal, I would think, would be that this blockchain, because it's so fast, they did take the last 3 years, even though they've had this solution that can do 8 million transactions per second for 4 years. And if you want to see more on Devio, you can see my interview with the CEO, Tom Anderson. I did this interview about 5 or 6 months ago with them. I know you haven't heard of them. It's because they haven't raised any funds. They've been behind the scenes doing actual deals with businesses and continuing to build it well right before even coming and doing any kind of token sale. And you wish more projects would do that. But it takes a lot of funding and deep pockets to be able to do that before doing the sale. And they were able to line that up and get investors that believed in them to bring them all the way to this stage where they have their blockchain ready. They have their video game ready. And what I'd love is that, this video game, I believe the play to earn mechanics are strong enough that can get massive traction. It's going to allow for specialization. Right now with Axie Infinity, you have people that play and earn Smooth Love Potion. And then they sell the Smooth Love Potion. And that's the only specialization in the game. With LitCraft Nysperience, you have specialization where people can focus on making the higher level pickaxes. They're really good at that game, or they can play these other games, so they can just passively play it as they go to bed. Though this will be released first for PCs and then Macs, and then it'll be released for iPhones and other phone devices. Imagine you could just play this as you're going to bed at night and do some things that you're actually earning some value. How fun is that? That you can be playing the type of games that you often want to play anyway with the different match 3 games or different things. But these ones have actual value that can be exchanged to other people. That's really exciting to me, and that's why I think this project has a good chance to do really well. All right. Well, if you're ready to level up your crypto game, this is the place for you to be. If you haven't heard of my 401 giveaway, my 401Js, now if you're in the United States, you know what 401Ks are. If you're other place in the world, you possibly heard of them. Well, I thought in crypto it'd be a little bit fun to create these giveaways called 401Js. And essentially, I know many of you aren't able to get into some of the IDOs. Now, some of you live in the U.S., and the U.S. won't allow you to get into a lot of the IDOs. So when I say the U.S. won't, it's the Securities and Exchange Commission under the guise of protecting you that's making it hard for companies to be able to sell to you. So what if I was able to get some of these allocations in some good pre-sale projects for you, specifically Cortex and Federa. Now, if you look them up, I do have an interview with Cortex from a few weeks ago that you can see what that project is all about. Federa, I haven't done an interview with them, but you can just Google either of these. I do have their Telegram links below, so you can find out more. But essentially, I have multiple $200 allocations at their IDO price, and we've gone ahead as a channel and paid for that for you. So we purchased these for all of you, and we'll be giving these away to some winners. Now, right now, we're at almost 20,000 subscribers. As we get close to 30,000 subscribers, and at 30,000 subscribers, we will be giving these away. So there will be five of these $200 allocations in each of these projects. So we'll have a total of 10 winners. In order to be eligible, I did make an agreement as part of this that the winners have to follow them on Twitter and join their Telegram group. So as we do these giveaways, we will have to double check that. It is an agreement that we made with the projects. Reasonable for them to ask. So really looking forward to doing these giveaways for all of you and other giveaways. I did a video on a little bit ago on another project that is a potential sponsor, that if we agree to the sponsorship with them, we will be giving away many of their NFTs for free for all of you. Not for free for us, because then we got to send them and there's gas costs involved with that, but they will be free to you. And I'm excited about their NFTs. I'm excited about growing this channel because as we grow it, we'll be able to get more ability to give you more. Now, I hope, my hope is the most important thing you can get from this channel is how to think about investments. Specifically, we talk about crypto investments here, but it applies to how to think about investments in general. I don't give you specific financial advice. I can't do that. I'm not a financial advisor. What I am is an investor. And I can share with you how I think, because it's how I think that, and this didn't come to me naturally. I didn't think of this. When I got started in real estate investment, I had people who were very successful that I knew that they had the knowledge I wanted. And so I hung around with them as much as I could. I bought them lunch. I wanted so desperately to learn how they thought, because my thought was if I could learn how they thought, I could have the kind of results that they did. And at first I was bad at real estate investment, and it took me a while to get good, but like anything, you're bad before you're good. Crypto, same thing, you're bad before you're good. I did make some mistakes when I came over into crypto because I didn't think the same rules apply. They do. And so I developed a system that works over time, and that system will likely work for you. It involves a lot of patience. It involves buying when it's boring, is what I call it, and selling it when it gets crazy. And it's as simple as that. There is a 4-year cycle so far to crypto. It's followed in that. You can't tell exactly where things are going to be in the next month or two, but generally you do have a pretty good idea of when the market might run and when it won't. I do think we have another big bull run coming. I also do want to thank our sponsors, Moodrex, been kind enough to sponsor us this month. They have the best crypto bot / algorithm trading platform out there. If that's something that's interesting to you, you can get the link to their site below. All right. I do thank all of you for joining us. Stay tuned because we're going to have some exciting months the next 5 or 6 months. And then especially stay tuned during the bear market, because that is going to be when many of you make purchases that will change your lives financially. Because when it gets soft, when it gets slow, when it gets boring and everybody else is leaving, those who stick around make some life-changing wealth decisions at that point. The life-changing wealth comes when the following cycle goes crazy. Now, the hard thing is in the bear market is analyzing projects and find those that still have great signs of life. They've held on to a lot of their funds and they're continuing to push their technology forward so that in the next bull market they can go full steam ahead and their token price can have massive appreciation. And that's what I stuck around and did during the last bear market, and the results were tremendous. Now, it took me about a year or two to be able to really analyze a solid project from a mediocre one, but that's what I'll be sharing with you, and I'll be telling you about the projects that I like, that I'm interested in, that I'm buying, telling you why I think they're good. That way you can make your own decision on what you think about them. So thank you for joining me. I've got this song for all of you. This is our rap song for all you Rainmakers in our Rainmaker family.
Came into the space chasing all of the gains, chasing the pumps and all of the hype trains. But like in life, you buy before you're good. Was taught to buy when it was boring like a rainmaker should. I buy when it's down, don't chase the boats that I miss. Cause I always make the time in mind. I sit the one out cause I'm patient like that. And I'll wait for the right time. I sell when it's high, I buy when it's low. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm just a rainmaker running the show. Calculated investments, I don't lead with my heart. The principles are simple, they're leaving a mark. Buy when it's boring, just gotta be smart. I sell when it's hype, like all the channels they pump it. That's when I was selling, go parabolic and dump it. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. The game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. The time is never better, the time like the present. This next 5 years is a gift and it's feeling like heaven. I'm committed to learn, to study and to know that nothing comes easy but with knowledge to gain show. Sticking out this wrong cause soon will come a bear market. Learning and growing and when it's slow will be the target. Naysayers come out, Bitcoin is dead. The massive decreases can get to your head. I'm sticking around, the time is better. I'm strong like that, I'll let the others be fretters. In 2 years time the bull will bring back the gains. That makes it worth the effort cause here comes the rain. So let's go rainmakers, let's make it all happen. Let go with the hate, let the haters be crapping. I'm here for 5 years, let's do this together. The time is right, the time could be better. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. The game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. Haters be hating, but time to slow down. Addressing what they say when I'm wearing my crown. They're chasing green candles like someone who was new. I got a vision that was bigger, helping me to push through. I'm still human and sometimes it is rough, and that's what makes me special, simply I stay tough. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love, and I follow what I learn, not relying on luck.